Well, how's it going, everybody? My name's Languages Lover, and welcome back to the channel. I am so sorry. I know it's been a while. I know I haven't posted anything in a very long time, but I'm here to explain myself, as well as for another project, but you'll soon find out what it is. And, well, basically, to put it lightly, this summer I've worked a buttload, if you want to put it that way. I worked a lot. I think I've worked more than 50 hours a couple of weeks, so I haven't had much time to upload stuff, and I'm really sorry about that. But I've also been keeping an eye on my my channel on YouTube Studio, and we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate that. So if you guys want to keep supporting the channel, then hit the like button and the subscribe button to not miss out any new content when I eventually do re-upload as often as I used to. But yeah, anyway. But one major thing that's happened since the last time I've uploaded a video, which was like summer 2021, if I remember. That was a while ago, yeah, so that's why I'm here to explain myself. And yeah, but I kind of already did, but yeah, I'm here to better explain myself. I worked a lot this summer, to put it lightly, and with that amount of money, I actually went on another trip. Yeah, my third trip. Can you believe that? Anyway, sorry about the awkward moment, but anyway, so where did I go? I went to New York City for a second time, and I also went to Washington, D.C., which is the capital of the United States. So yeah, but the offer, the trip offer was just Washington, but you also got to spend a day in New York City because it was so far away from where I live. If I recall, it was like 17 hours away. Or I'm 17 hours a day away from Washington, D.C., if I recall, but yeah, it is pretty far away. And yeah, but we only spent a day in New York City, like I said, and I actually went at the start of September. So on September 1st, I was in New York City. And then, from September 2nd to September 4th, I was in Washington, D.C. So, and before I keep going, I just want to say that this video will be divided into two parts. The first part is the part that you're watching right now, which is me telling you exactly what I did each day, and I'm also going to put some pictures along the way to make it a little bit more appealing for you guys to watch. And for the second part, I'm actually going to show you everything that I've bought during those 4 amazing days in the United States. So, yeah. But I also want to say that, sorry, I'm always off topic here, but God, it was good. Yeah, because of COVID, we weren't able to travel, and now I finally got to redo it again. And I will most likely redo it next year. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm most likely gonna redo it next year. It was awesome. I miss traveling so freaking much. But yeah, we're back at it. So, okay. Now let's get back to business. My first day in New York City. We left Canada at around 1 a.m. in the morning, if I recall. And yeah, so we crossed the border at La Colle in Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle, yeah, and yeah, we crossed the border and we entered the state of New York, and we've been driving and driving. So we basically crossed the same border that we crossed when I went to New York City originally in 2017. Yeah, and yeah, we only arrived at the city in New York City at 1 p.m. So yeah, pretty late. And sadly, remember how last time we spent a lot more time in New York City? Well, obviously, yeah, it was a New York City exclusive trip, not just New York and Washington, but we didn't get to do a whole lot in New York City, but I still managed to do a couple of stuff that I wanted to do. For example, we started off with a visit of not Times Square, but Central Park. We went back to Central Park. And then we spent some free time in Times Square, where we went shopping. For example, we got to the M&M store. I don't remember how it was called. Maybe M&M store, something like that. And we also went to the Disney store and a couple of other stores. So yeah, we had a pretty nice time in general. And I'm also going to put some pictures here of the day in New York City. And yeah, after that we went to sleep. We got to witness the amazing skyscrapers at night in New York City. I'm also going to put a picture here, and this is also my current cover picture on Facebook, just because I was so overwhelmed at how gorgeous it was. I had never seen New York City from this angle, and yeah, I was just so amazed that I had to put it as my cover picture. So yeah. And yeah, so that's our day in New York City. After that, the next day, we woke up really early. We had breakfast at our hotel in New York City. And then we left for Washington, D.C. And before we talk about Washington, D.C., I just want to point this out right now. Before this trip, I had visited 3 U.S. states. I had visited New York. Well, New York City is not a state, you know, but yeah, I had visited the state of New York, New Jersey, and Florida, which we talked about in my video where I actually showed you my souvenirs, my trip souvenirs. And now with this trip, I've been to 6 states. There's the new states are Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. So yeah, neat little fact there. Sorry, but anyway. So yeah, we went to Washington, D.C. the next day. We went to Delaware and Maryland because the main part of Washington, D.C. that we went to is in Maryland. Yeah, and we stopped in Maryland. We started our visit of Washington, D.C. With the visit of one of the most well-known museums in the city, and also I believe in the United States is the Museum of Natural History, which is filled with a lot of amazing statues. For example, you got this giant elephant here at the entrance, which is just overwhelming. Yeah, I'm also going to put a couple more pictures here, but it is so gorgeous. If you guys happen to live near Washington, D.C., or you're planning on going to Washington, D.C., I highly suggest that you visit this place because it's amazing. You will be blown away. Yeah, so yeah, after our visit of the museum, we took a couple of pictures with the U.S. Capitol, which is one of the symbols of the city, one of the most well-known symbols of the city. So yeah, we took a couple pictures with the Capitol, and then we went back to the bus because it was an organized trip, and we went to the White House. And there's an interesting fact I want to point out as well. I think that on the same day that we went to the White House, I think that Joe Biden was in the city because, you know how, I don't know if you've already heard that, but whenever you see an helicopter flying around in Washington, D.C., and there's like 2 helicopters, it is strongly, it is pretty sure that the President of the United States, in this case is Joe Biden, is in town. And what proves my point even further is that when we were walking around the White House, there were a couple of police officers there to most likely warn us about Joe Biden's presence. So, yeah, pretty sure that he was there. But yeah, we had a lot of fun at the White House. We didn't get to go on the backside because obviously Biden was home, but we still took a lot of pictures in front of the White House. For example, we got this one here that I personally took. Well, I didn't take the picture, but it was a picture of me in front of the White House. That's what I meant. Okay, and after that, we went to a restaurant, you know, to grab something to eat. And then it was already nighttime, so yeah, time flies fast, don't you think? And we went to visit, well, yeah, while we were visiting the Capitol, we didn't visit the Capitol. We were just walking around the Capitol. While we were taking pictures with the Capitol, we also happened to saw the Washington Monument. So I'm gonna leave a picture right here. Yeah, we also took a couple of pictures with the Washington Monument. And yeah, speaking of the Washington Monument, at nighttime we went to visit the World War II Memorial, which I'm going to leave also a picture right here. And it is located between two other famous buildings in Washington, D.C. Or two famous monuments, I should say. The first one is obviously the Washington Monument, not Memorial, sorry. The Washington Monument. And the other one, which we visited right after visiting the World War II Memorial, is the Lincoln Memorial. Right here. Okay, and yeah, so that's pretty much our first day in Washington, D.C. On the next day, we didn't technically visit Washington, D.C., but we went straight to Mount Vernon in Virginia. There we went to visit the house of the first U.S. president, which is obviously not Washington, D.C., George Washington, sorry. Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, so we got to visit his house, and we spent most of the morning there, and then we left for Georgetown. And while we were driving to Georgetown, we also managed to spot a picture of the Pentagon, which is the U.S. Department building. And yeah, then we ate in Georgetown. After that, we went to visit the Arlington Cemetery, where we found the grave site of John F. Kennedy. Yeah, and after that, what did we do? Yeah, so we went to the terminal, the Washington D.C. terminal. We also went to eat there, and yep. And after that, we went to the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam's Veteran Memorial, where we saw the names of all the brave people that died and served the country during the Korean and Vietnam Wars. And then we took a group picture at the Capitol, and that's pretty much our third day of the trip. On the fourth day, we didn't visit anything because we left early for home. We left our hotel in DC at 7:30 in the morning, roughly, yeah, 7:30 in the morning. We arrived at the border at around 7 p.m. So it was almost a 12-hour drive. And then we went to drop people in Laval, Montreal, and Trois-Rivières, because there were a couple of cities included in our with us. Well, there were people from other cities than Quebec with us. And then we finally left for Quebec after dropping people in Trois-Rivières. And yeah, we arrived home at around 1 a.m. So yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep back then. But yeah. So anyway, that is the first part of the video. And now I'm actually going to show you the souvenirs that I got in DC and in New York City. So see you guys in a minute. Alright, so there are my souvenirs. We got this book in at the Museum of Natural History shop. And it is obviously a book about Washington, D.C. You can see various pictures from there. You can see the Capitol. You can see the Jefferson Memorial. Oh, and by the way, yeah, we also visited the Jefferson Memorial while visiting on the last day that we visited stuff. This is the Lincoln Memorial. This is Thomas Jefferson. In the Lincoln Memorial, you can see there's the elephant that I was talking about, and that I also showed a picture of. There's the White House. You got some random stuff here. So yeah, pretty neat book. I'm pretty proud of that I bought it. Over here, I bought this in Mount Vernon. Actually, this is a little map, if you want to call it that way. This is not a map, this is a little thingy, I don't know how it's called, but anyway. But it's got several well-known monuments on it. For example, here you got the U.S. Capitol. Over here you got the Jefferson Memorial. This is the, I don't know if you can see well, but this is the Vietnam veterans soldiers. Over here is the Lincoln Memorial. Over here is the lighthouse. The White House, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, and over here in the middle, you got the Washington Monument. So a pretty nice souvenir there. Over here is something I bought in New York City, which is a little Statue of Liberty. Really proud I got that. And in Washington, D.C., I kind of wanted like something like that, but, you know, just for a Washington Monument or a Capitol or a White House. I did not manage to find one, but instead I still got this, so it's kind of neat. I'm kind of proud I did because I was hesitant on buying this, but then again afterwards I didn't find like a small Capitol or Washington Monument or something like that. So if I hadn't bought this, I would have nothing. But yeah, I'm pretty proud I bought this anyway. So yeah, and after that, there's just a couple of random stuff. And being a language channel, we've got to have some language stuff. So over here, we got a couple of guides that I got in Mount Vernon in several languages. For example, we got in Spanish, we got German, we got Italian, we got Portuguese, we got Chinese, Russian. This is the original version in English. We also got Japanese, in my mother tongue French. This is Korean. And this is the last one. We also got it in Arabic. This here is something I got at my hotel in D.C. This is just a nice souvenir, I guess. We got a picture of the Capitol at night. And over here we got some random stuff as well, like World War II Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, Martin Luther King. We didn't visit Martin Luther King Jr.'s memorial, but it would have been cool, I guess. Yeah. Over here we got something about the Arlington Cemetery. Over here we got, well, this is technically something I also got in Mount Vernon, right here. It's the home of George Washington and Martha Washington. Open 365 days a year. Yeah. This is also the tickets. I don't know why I kept these, but I guess it's nice. And here's the time, by the way. We visited the mansion at 9:30 a.m. So there's that for you. And yeah. And then we got the caverns. This is also something I got at my hotel. We didn't actually visit the caverns. Yeah, it was near Virginia Skyline Drive. So anyway, still nice to have anyway. And I'm not sure why I have two of this. You've already saw this, but anyway, doesn't matter. So this is everything that I've got in Washington and New York City. And that's pretty much it for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have, give a big thumbs up. There, now we can see it. Okay, there we go. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.